Greetings everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. Today's return of Trails of Cold Steel, or Sen no Kiseki. We're going to be hearing one song in two different versions. First one is Belief, and the second one is the super arranged version from Falcom Music Channel on both, requested by Naraku and J2O Juiced. Let's go. I'm expecting some shred-tastic music, but who knows really. I do enjoy the music of the Trails and the Sen no Kiseki series. Let's go. I like this one right away. It's pretty windy out there. Ooh. I need to play a Falcom game soon, man. I don't know. The guitar player in me is smiling. The rhythm guitar is killing it too. There's a riff back there too. Here, hold on. I'll point it out. I'll point it out next time. That's cool though, they're not repeating it a lot. It's making me miss it. Keyboard! I cannot wait to hear the super arranged version of this. Although this is going to be kind of hard to top. This is really good already. I haven't heard it in a while now. That was cool. But that wasn't it. That. Oh man, that went by so fast. Okay. I'm not going to talk too much because I want to hear the super arranged version. That was, I mean, I'm a guitar player, yes. No bias. I do play multiple genres of guitar, and I also listen to multiple genres of music. But when it comes to like metal guitar, there's kind of like a soft spot for me because I've always found that as one of the most fun genres to play. It's very active. It keeps your... Think of it like for those that are into running or working out or, you know, something physical, sports, whatever. Metal is like sports for guitar players. It's keeping my extremities and ligaments moving. It's very active and technical, but it's not like crazy. It can get crazy, but even stuff like that for maybe a non-guitar player, that might sound really advanced. And you know, solos could be, but the little, like the whole meat of the song, dun, 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 that's pretty easy stuff. And by easy I mean maybe your first like half a year of playing or something like that. It's just the combination of everything around it that makes it sound really, like, I guess, more advanced than it is. You know, the drums making it hit harder and everything else. But all that's happening during that is just alternate up and down picking. Dun, 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 dun. There's just a lot of that. The whole song was just up and down alternate picking. So it's giving it this kind of progressive, like, feel. And I kind of like that stuff. It's very power metal, and it comes from like the roots of like thrash and other stuff, because I mean, every like subgenre of metal, they all kind of share the same stuff. It's like palm muted notes, and yeah, it's really fun to hear, and especially hearing the kind of what I would consider kind of like a European influence on the metal world is like adding keyboards to it, and then having like the swapping solos and stuff. And I just really like that, you know. And there was, I think, piano in this too. But there was that really cool riff in there that it stood out because it was one of the only times where it wasn't done. It's where it was like a tail end of one and just kind of went dun. I like that stuff. So hopefully we hear it again here in the next one. But wow, you guys want to know some crazy? I have no way of proving this. I swear this just happened right now. It caught my attention. I lurk in a lot of like Twitch streams while I'm recording, so I'm watching someone muted. And I had a notification that someone went live and they're playing Cold Steel. I have no way of proving that. But shout out Coffee Cat. Small world. Okay. So this is Sen no Kiseki Super Arrange version. A little longer. Maybe a couple more loops. Oh, you know what? I didn't even get any context from that. The only thing I can just default to would be battle theme. But let me know. I'm really curious how they're going to change this up, because that already sounded pretty high quality to me. We'll see. I am predicting maybe... I'm predicting the electric guitars, the rhythm guitars, are going to be louder, because as much as I can hear them in the first song, they were a little turned down. I feel like they're going to be louder here. So let's go. They're lower. More keyboard now. Yeah, they're way lower now. Yeah, it's about the same. I'm listening to the rhythm. The lead is cool, but... Super Arrange. The guitar sounds grittier now. Ooh, this is fun. There it is. Dude, I grew up listening to this kind of stuff, so it's like, I can't believe there's video games with this stuff, you know what I mean? I can't believe that. I think my microphone's a little too loud, my bad. Test. Ooh, the bass? You can hear the bass now. It sounds a little more full. We gotta give some love to the Legend of Heroes, Sen no Kiseki. A long time. Ooh, whoa. Wow. They cranked it on the solo section right there. A little bit of Castlevania here, you know? Yeah, you can really hear the bass in this one. Fingerstyle, for sure. I'm gonna pull up a song you guys might like. Oh, there's just so much more going on. Woo! Oh god. There's way more leads. Hold on, I gotta hear that again. You gotta hear that pinch harmonic again. That was a good one. Oh my gosh. Let me hear that again really quick. We're gonna appreciate this pinch harmonic, that big squeal, because that was really good and it was long. It's gonna happen right now. There's one more thing I wanted to hear. It was right up. Okay, right up. Yeah. So in the solo section, there was a whole lot of legato techniques. And all you have to know about legato, this applies to many instruments, not just guitar, is notice, think of legato as smooth playing. So basically, mostly just left hand stuff. Right hand is not really picking too much. It might pick like once, but it's kind of like a river of notes, you know. There's no, you know, basically you'll hear it here. So for like a good 5 seconds of this solo, it was just pure legato, so it sounds really fluid, and that was about right here. And then the pick, that's where the pick comes in right there. When you've been playing guitar long enough, you can hear when I can hear when the guitar player strikes a string. And that first couple of seconds, it was either all left hand or it was tapping, but there was no pick there. And then all of a sudden it was like, I don't know, it's really cool to hear that. Man, I mean, I loved both of them. It almost seemed like the original didn't even need a super range, but that's why I like super ranges, because it's not really about like, hey, I prefer this one. It's more like we just get like a bonus song again, another way, you know, either better recording technology or whatever the case may be, right? It's subjective, but it's cool to hear another way, which could have been maybe the composer's initial way of writing it. Who knows, you know, or maybe they just wanted to revisit again and just add some new spice to it. But it's still such a cool thing. It's like a cover, but not, you know? And I was going to show you guys this. Let me see if I can mute this really quick. I don't want to show you too much of this video because it's not mine, but I really did grow up with a lot of this stuff. So if you like this song, this guy, by the way, just throwing this out there, a lot of music that you hear that sounds like what we just heard, I want to say not controversial at all. And this isn't a bias. He's not even my favorite player. I want to say like a good 70% of that style came from him. He did not invent it, but he really popularized it. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's still doing it. This is Yngwie Malmsteen. Guitar players know who he is, but this guy kind of like revolutionized normal shredding in songs in the 80s, when shred was a big deal, but not as much as it was like hair metal and, you know, pop stuff like Def Leppard. Anyways, I'm just choosing a random part in the song because it doesn't matter where. This song is called Far Beyond the Sun. Just, you'll know in like 10 seconds why he's a huge inspiration. Actually, one thing I wasn't even thinking about this. Not only, I'm going to say one more thing about Yngwie Malmsteen, is the reason why it might sound so video gamey, besides the shredding stuff, is because his whole thing was like, think of it as classical music. If you take away the electric guitar, which is very hard to do, try to hear like Bach and Mozart and all that, because that's kind of what this is. It's like neoclassical is what they call it, but it's just whatever, it's metal. Just try to listen to like 5 seconds of it and try to imagine an orchestra playing it, you know, because that's what it sounds like. And try to ignore the drums too. Yeah, imagine a violin playing that, you know? I love that damn song. That's what's cool about him, is because it's not just shred stuff. There's a lot of melodies and slow parts. But shout out that guy. But I would not be surprised whatsoever if a lot of these guitarists that are, you know, 20, 30, 40 years old during a lot of these games soundtracks were inspired by him. Not just him, there's many. But he's like the first one that comes to mind. Anyways, it's not often that I really talk about like musical stuff, but this pair of songs, you know, it was just so guitar heavy. But the second one kind of fixed that a little bit. There was a lot more emphasis on bass, more emphasis on harmonies. The drummer in both songs didn't really do much, you know, they were just kind of, which is fine, but they were just kind of holding the beat over and over. But I think the addition of the violin, I believe, was the kind of cool thing to take away. Either way, I love the super arranges of Falcom, and this just kind of really reminds me that I need to eventually play a Falcom game. I've been meaning to. I don't know where to start. Everyone has so many different opinions. Some people say East 8. There's so many things. I'm not sure if I'm interested in the Trail series, because there's a lot of them. Well, I don't know how many there are. Either way, I had fun. That was cool. That was Belief. Let me know where that plays. I would have to assume probably a standard battle, like just a random like field battle. But let me know. And yeah, that's my TED Talk of guitars. I like guitars, man. I've been playing for 21 years, so it's funny because every time I talk about stuff I know about, it's like completely different than my normal reactions where I'm just like, huh, whoa, what's going on? What is that? That I know. I know this world here. But yeah, it's cool. Thank you to the requesters, and thank you to all the patrons you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Until next time, my name is Jesse. Peace.